life without purpose. Hello friends, if you're new to the channel, I'm Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm an author, a musician, a vibrational healer, an entrepreneur, and a great many other things, including occasional comedian. So welcome to the channel, pleasure to have you. And those of you returning, thank you for coming back. I thought we would talk about purpose because, as you may or may not know, it's something which I would say that I struggled to find for the great majority of my life. And while that still isn't at a finishing point, it's not like I'm standing here and saying, yes, I definitely know and I have my purpose 100%. A part of me wishes that that was true, that I could just tell you, oh, my purpose is this. However, it's not quite so clear-cut as that. And I wanted to explain to those of you who might have known a previous version of me who maybe didn't understand why I took my life so hard and so seriously. And I wanted to explain it from the lens of purpose. Before recently, really very much until recently, I was operating from a place of, I need to know my purpose. Without purpose, any action is just meaningless. Thankfully, over the life that I've been alive, I discovered that this is not actually the truth, that there are many reasons to do many, many things, and that not every single thing is necessarily rooted and grounded in your purpose. I also came to realize after a point that your purpose is not something which is one day bestowed upon you and gifted to you, like, oh, you have reached your 27th and a half birthday, therefore today is the whatever of whatever, you, Maximus Ubiquitous, gets your title of, purpose holder now. It doesn't work like that. Although it seems ridiculous, I genuinely on some level believed that that was how it was going to work, that one day you arrived at an age, a place, a time, and that your wisdom, well, yes, your wisdom and your purpose were just, boop, given to you, and then you continued your path as per your purpose. Turns out that's not the case. It turns out it's a little more complicated than that. One of the other reasons that I struggled when I felt like I had a lack of purpose was because of that confusion. The confusion in when I would choose to do an action, is this actually aligned with my purpose or is it not? It's very hard to say whether something belongs or does not belong with something else if you can't quite define it. And so without, as I said, feeling like I had any kind of finite purpose, I felt like every single action that I took was very, very random and not leading anywhere. So I kind of felt like I was treading water in place, very much so in my life. And the other and the most disheartening part of what it felt like to experience a lack of purpose in my life was this lack of contribution. This feeling of no matter how much I am a loving person, no matter how many people I make laugh, or I give this thing to, or that thing to, or I give advice, or I try to love on or give love in whatever form, no matter what I give out, I'm not giving out the things that people actually need. I really began to feel that my existence was inherently worthless because I couldn't earn it in a dollar value. And that's in and of itself a whole other tangent for another video. However, I wanted to give you a little bit of succor if you're in a space of not feeling like you know decisively and coherently what is my purpose. And I wanted to give you this bit of comfort. I wanted to say this to you as comfort, which is that the most helpful, genuinely, piece of advice that I got on the journey of finding my purpose so far, and this is the truth, the single most important piece of advice that I ever heard from anyone was to follow your joy, because as simplistic as it is, your joy will always and forever lead you towards a situation and scenario which is towards your highest, greatest, best version, which is for the greatest, highest good of all human beings on earth and all beings incarnated on earth. So I invite you to not take follow your joy so lightly, and also to not allow the feeling like you need to find your purpose to crush you down like a weight, like it was crushing me, because there is no pressure to do it in any specific way. Your purpose is yours and it will find you in your own way, and you will find your way to it. And the path to that is one which only you will recognize. And the way, this was what I got hung up on and never understood, was that the way to find what does genuinely resonate with you is to do as many fun things as you can, as often as you can. The more you follow that joy, the more you'll become adept at realizing what's for you and what's not, and what will ultimately push you forward towards your goals or not, the things that will hinder you and hold you back. The two things that really changed that journey for me the most were being intentional and learning that intentional action was actually what led me towards more of my purpose and more of my joy in this lifetime. So if you know anyone who this video would help, please do share it with them. Subscribe, as that really helps me as a content creator to get the messages like these out there to those folks like you who need to hear them. And last but not least, if you, my beautiful spirit soul, need any support or coaching, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at this email address, where it would be my pleasure to serve you in whatever way I can. Also, don't forget, if you're interested, $10 intuitive yes or no readings are also available. Just reach out to me at the same email address. Have a blessed and a beautiful rest of your day or night, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Namaste, much love, and stay healthy. Bye. Where it'd be my pleasure to serve you whenever it ever... It's not like I'm standing here and saying, yes, I definitely know and I have my purpose 100%. I was treading water. One day bestowed upon you and gifted to you, like, oh, you have reached your 27th and a half birthday, therefore today is the whatever of whatever. You, Maximus Ubiquitous, gets your title of, purpose holder now. Is this actually aligned with my purpose or is it not? Comfort. You hit the ground and you sink down into that trampoline. That's the dark stuff. And then when you get to bounce back up, that's the fun stuff. That's the good things. The boing wee.